Hi everyone, my name is Anuskha Sonai and I'm a serial social entrepreneur based in Suriname. We use creativity and digital technology to transform companies, youth, and women. Our purpose is to integrate social good and profitable business practice. For us, this social enterprise approach is necessary to create a strong and sustainable future for the Caribbean. That is why we have evolved from a single for profit digital marketing agency into a cluster of for profit and non-profit entities that reinforce each other's work. At our core, we are future thinkers who use strategic foresight to prepare ourselves and our clients for the many scenarios of change in the age of the digital economy. For the last 7 years, I have been working on developing the digital entrepreneurship ecosystem in Suriname and the rest of the Caribbean. Hence, a great part of the work that I do is identified as public and civic contributions. I realized this much better when I recently won the Anthony Sabga Award for Excellence as the first person outside the English-speaking Caribbean and the first person from Suriname. I am grateful for everyone who has been part of this journey and continues to support me in my work, my passion, and my new ideas, especially the one that look crazy at first, but only at first, and then everyone wants to do it. My work is split in three main categories. First, raising awareness about the potential of the digital economy to the several stakeholders like governments, NGOs, regional organizations, captain of industries of other sectors, financial and development institutions. And second, helping companies to strengthen their digital marketing and IT infrastructure practices and personal consulting businesses in how they can be more successful in the digital economy. And third, training individuals, mostly women and youth, to build a career in the ICT sector. One of the most consistent events in my journey of becoming a serial entrepreneur in an industry that is not so well developed yet in our part of the world has been the general lack of awareness and understanding how one can create social impact and run a successful commercial business too. How can you be a long term thinker and also enjoy short term benefits like profit, quality of life in the sense of living your best life, and doing purposeful work? While we have been able to pivot our strategy and evolve from a single for profit agency into a cluster of for profit and non profit entities, we see many traditional companies struggling to offer their employees purposeful work and to pivot to more contemporary ways of doing business. Additionally, many stakeholders are not able to adapt and change the status quo. This repeatedly made me think, is there a model or a system or a framework that describes our approach? In my search for that answer, I was introduced to futures thinking and strategic foresight. In this era of rapid and accelerating change, it is impossible to achieve true innovation without developing long-term thinking and uncovering alternative future possibilities. Most of the popular innovation tools and concepts used today were created when things were simpler and companies could operate with linear thinking. Today, the world is much more complex and moving at a rapid pace, causing them to be outdated. Gone are the days of practicing incremental innovation in order to simply strengthen core competences or gain strategic advantage in an already crowded market. Savvy thought leaders are setting the new tone of what is now being recognized as a fundamental paradigm shift in the way we approach innovation, embracing a move toward exponential and transformational change. When companies instill foresight and futures thinking into their innovation culture, they are better equipped to see the possibilities and opportunities that are on the horizon and seize them today. It is clear that leading organizations in these volatile and complex times require new approaches and mindsets. Today's business leaders must remain focused on what's next. In order to gain greater visibility about the future, what is needed is not a better crystal ball, but an instrument for building resilience, adaptability, and opportunity through recognition of emerging patterns. Futures thinking is that instrument, and strategic foresight provides the framework. Strategic foresight is a decades old discipline that allows us to create functional views of alternative futures and possibilities. Through this process, organizations are better prepared for potential threats and are able to capitalize on hidden opportunities. While no one can predict the future, foresight allows us to mine the external environment for trends and leverage those insights to create maps of the emerging landscapes. These well-informed maps of the future allow us to test our current strategy, develop breakthrough innovations, and create transformative change. Strategic foresight and its most common tool, like scenario planning, have been successfully used at the corporate planning level of decades. Ultimately, the power of foresight lies not in the tools and the methods, but in its ability to alter perspectives. For this reason, strategic foresight it's not just useful within strategic planning, but it also provides a new lens through which to reframe all of our outdated industrial age processes that are no longer effective in our new environment. Ultimately, the power of foresight lies not in its tools and methods, but in its ability to alter perspectives. For this reason, strategic foresight is not just useful within strategic planning, but it also provides a new lens through which to reframe all of our outdated industrial age processes that are no longer effective in our new environment. Strategic foresight is a discipline, but it's actually a philosophy. It works best as a philosophy running in the background and supporting all of our decision making and actions. In other words, strategic foresight should act more like an operating system than just another app that is added to the organization's process. Organizations that intentionally develop a futures culture are primed for market-leading innovation, successful opportunity development, and revenue-generating futures intelligence. There are 4 phases in the natural foresight approach, which is developed by our partner Catch, based in the USA, with the mission to democratize the future. Phases of natural foresight are discover, explore, map, and create. We can use these together or independently, depending on the situation, the business needs, and the goals. In the first phase, discover, we challenge our old ways of thinking. We all have a natural filter for information. It is what keeps us sane in a world that is constantly bombarding our senses with data. Unfortunately, in an environment of volatile change, this filtration system can lead us to unconsciously discount new opportunities if they do not line up with our established perspectives. Foresight helps us to overcome the tendency to interpret new information in terms of old beliefs and allows us to challenge our mental models. When we get past our biases, we are open to different ways of perceiving the world around us. And then we have the explore phase where we scan the external environment. Once we have addressed our ability to accept new information, we can begin to scan the external environment for trends and emerging issues that will shape our future strategy and development efforts. And then we start to map. In the map phase, we develop future scenarios and innovations. Strategic foresight can assist us in mapping the future so that we can be prepared regardless of what transpires. Scenarios provide these maps. Scenarios allow us to explore emerging and possible patterns that have yet to be recognized, even though our robust horizon scanning efforts. The fourth phase is create. In the create phase, we design and execute for value-added results. We address the disconnect between our outdated systems and the turbulent externalities causing them to fail at an unprecedented rate. This is where we recognize that Band-Aid approaches will not work. We need a roadmap for updating our organizational and personal operating systems for success in a new era. Ultimately, success with strategic foresight requires that we democratize the future, intentionally, actively distributing the future faster and embedding it everywhere. And that's why I chose to share this secret here with you all today on this platform. Creating a culture of future thinkers means everyone must be empowered with the tools to understand and create the future for themselves and their communities, embracing not only lifelong learning, but unlearning and relearning as well. We need to use strategic foresight to stop planning for the future and start creating it. Many persons ask me, what is it that you are doing differently? And here is the answer. I'm sharing this with all of you here today, and I hope that all of you will embrace futures thinking and make strategic foresight your operating system. Thanks for having me, and connect with me to start your futures thinking journey too. I'll be rooting for you with all my heart. Bye.